Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's a new video today. Or it might not be. This might be coming in at the, I don't know, it might be a little bit of a disjointed intro or something, or maybe the last video is a bit disjointed. It probably won't come across like it because you just watch the videos in succession, but we are back from a little bit of a break. I've been down the coast. Actually, I've not really been on a break. I've been actually just helping Adam with his car. But Rex went up the beach in the cruiser. Had a really good time. Seems that those plug leads and socks have sorted out a lot of the issues that, you know, we were having with spark and all that sort of thing. He did find on the way home that he did have an issue with the fuel pump relay. So perhaps that was playing into our fuel pressure issues. Time will tell. Haven't had a chance to actually sort of give it a bootful with the new relay in it yet to find out. But the relay actually died on his way back out here the other day. So that's how we found out the relay wasn't that great. I just got back here from work today. I brought Tony out, the owner of the red 1 tonner, and he has now taken that home, which is awesome. So that's gone home to its owner. He seems to be pretty stoked, so I'm sure he'll let me know when he gets home how he sort of liked it. In the meantime, yesterday and today, Rex and Dad have just been sort of working on the 31 quite a bit, working on all the bog and body work, trying to get everything ready for paint. So as you can see, bogging everything up, getting all this stuff ready to get a coat of paint. They've just about got this shell pretty much ready. The roof's pretty well done. And at the moment, they're both just working on the rear guards. So, as you probably have seen earlier in this build and through other videos on the channel, these guards were rolled pretty horrendously. So it's going to be really nice to get a good lip on these guards and have them nice and smooth again. So, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but for a track car, it's going to be pretty damn close. It's going to be a really nice car. So. You're probably sick of us saying that.
They've been repaired before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they've already been like bashed out and bogged up and stuff, so
yeah, okay.
Straighten them up as best we could.
Yep.
The hammer and dolly and stuff, but we've just got to fill the rest. There's not much more we can do.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when guards start to spread and shrink like that. So anyway, that's all happening. You would have seen in one of the episodes of Adam's Crusader, if you're following that build as well, we had the 25 tonner out here the other weekend. Not only did it get out all those rocks that it was jackhammering, which I'll show you in a minute, but also got rid of a lot of these trees. You would have seen this tree that was on this side, the real big one. We had a big storm come through and actually one side of the tree pretty much just dropped. And so it was just way too heavy on one side. It was an accident waiting to happen. It was one of those things where, you know, once a tree is weighted that much on one side, arboriculture pretty much says it's gonna, you know, eventually it's gonna go. So it had to go. A few other trees around the place, it had to go. We had a big split tree down on the other side of the truck there, the one on the ground down there. You can see that. So that tree was actually, that big gum was split down the middle. It was another one of those ones that was an accident waiting to happen. So a few trees like that just got pushed over, and he did manage to get all the rock out, even though it took a long time. So it was all of Saturday, and you know, me and Adam had to leave, but Dad reckons they were jackhammering this rock well into Sunday morning till around 9-10 o'clock. So as you can see here, there is just so much rock. So awesome to have that out of the way now. Once we clean all this up, we can actually extend the shed. So that's going to be awesome. Again, not going to happen in a hurry, but once, you know, the dyno comes here and we'll start getting a fair bit more money in the door, and we're fighting for space because we're going to have the dyno in that middle bay of the shed, which is not where it's meant to be. We're also getting the new sort of engine room. Previously we had been building engines in the green room over there, which we sort of just stopped doing eventually because it was a real pain in the ass to get in and out of the door. So that's when we started just building them in the shed. However, that's not ideal, certainly not. So getting an engine room as well. So eventually, you know, dyno's going to be, you know, in this end of the shed, and then there's going to be the engine room sort of next to it a little bit. And you know, we'll get most of this shed space back. We'll also put a couple more hoists over this side. So it'll be a really nice setup when it's done. It's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait, but it's going to be a slow process. But it is what it is. As you can see, a lot of effort going into this car to make sure it is very straight and very tidy. It's going to be awesome. So just going to keep sort of logging little bits and pieces as we go. Still got a fair bit of body work to do, but you know, I'll try and log as much as I can. But it's pretty boring stuff to actually just film. It's I don't know, I'll try and film a little bit for you. First, I'm going to get out of my stanky hot work clothes. Rightio, so guards have been fairly worked up, fairly swabbed. Still got to sort of sand this side down. But you can see they're coming pretty straight. They're going to work out pretty good, I reckon. They're looking pretty neat. So this side's been done. Pretty nice and straight. So that'll be really nice when they're done. So from here, pretty much it's hit the areas that have been repaired and bogged with some high build primer. So we'll hit them all with high build primer tonight. let that dry, and then we'll work on sort of sanding it all back tonight. Try and get mostly sanded tonight, and that way, if there are any spots that need to be hit with high build primer again, we can do that in the morning, and sand it back again, obviously, and then after that, it's sort of going to be ready for paint this weekend, hopefully. Still a lot more prep work to do in, you know, masking and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of work in that, but should still be ready for paint this weekend. So we're trying to aim at getting the shell pretty much ready and painted so we can get it out of this sort of booth area and back onto the hoist, because that way, while someone is finishing off the panels, someone else can be sort of reinstalling the interior, getting everything back in the car, getting it sort of semi-assembled, you know, while someone else is over here finishing off all the panels, getting them all done, ready to go back on the car. So we are spraying the car in 2-pack, which is super hard, it's super tough, pretty easy to work with. It's tough as, so gets a really good tough finish on the car, which is perfect for a track car. Righto guys, so while we wait for that high build primer to go off enough that we can actually sand it back, we are going to need to do some more bogging and priming tomorrow, but you know, at the moment we're waiting for it to go off enough that we can start blocking it out. So we've got Rex's engine cover here, which he has actually gone through a crap load of effort to clean up. I don't know if he filmed any of it. Did you film any of it, Rex? No, he didn't film any of it. So he has like completely pulled out this tray, cleaned up the whole cover with steel hose or steel wool. It is, yeah, the baffle plate, the windage plate is completely been taken off. All underneath it has been completely cleaned out. So this cover is, you know, completely cleaned out. He's also sanded back the top as best as he can at the moment. So you'll see, because he had not a forward facing on the car and he had the intake going over the cover, there are just a few imperfections in it. You can see down here there's a few little chips. Hopefully you can see that pretty well on the GoPro there. It's in the light. If I put it this way, you can see it in the light, which is, you know, you can see these little chips. There's a few imperfections. So his plan is to paint this cover the same white as the car. So, you know, when you pop the bonnet, this thing really sort of pops and looks real nice. So obviously with that white, we haven't even gone into, I suppose, detail of what color we're painting this car, but it's a Ford Arctic white. Ford Dynamic White. Sorry, wrong white. So a Ford Dynamic White. So it is a like really, really bright white color. So you're going to see imperfections like this in the cover when it's painted that sort of color. So what we've done is Rex has actually bought this, what have we got? Isopin alloy wheel filler. So it's pretty much like an alloy bog, as far as we can find out. We've never used this product before. Rex saw it, he decided he wanted to buy it and test it out. So he is going to try and fill up these cracks in the cover, or these imperfections in the cover, with some alloy bog, and see if we can sand it back perfect so that when it's painted that Arctic white, there's no imperfections in the cover and it really sort of pops in the engine bay there. So, you know, with this being that Arctic, oh, not Arctic, what did you say it was? Dynamic. Sorry, lying to your face. Again, sorry YouTube. So with this painted that dynamic white, as well as the engine bay being painted that dynamic white, and then, you know, the block and that's all going to be painted black, this engine bay should really pop, especially with that, you know, that polished alloy APG forward-facing plenum, high mount turbo setup, and you know how tidy this is all going to be with minimal wiring and no holes in the guards and everything like that. It's just going to be mint. I would highly doubt that anyone's gone to this much effort on an R31, especially an Osdell, to be this tidy. So it'll very much be a one of a kind. So, you know, if you're watching this and you may be interested in buying this vehicle when it's finished, you know, feel free to hit us up, because you know, it's probably going to be a bit difficult to find someone who wants to spend the money that can't see the value in all the work that's going on. But so much work going into this car. It is going to be so nice. So this is the hardener that comes in the top of the packet.
Golf ball to a P, or
Yeah, same ratio, golf ball to a
So it looks like it pretty much just comes like bog,
yeah, that little instruction
with its own little hardener
you.
package. Not a bad little product. How much did this cost you, Rex? This tin?
I don't know, Dad had it.
I don't know.
Oh, you had it, did you?
Yeah, he bought it. He just he saw it and bought it because he thought it might be good for if we had any damaged wheels or anything like that. But yeah, I told him about the rocket cover, and we thought, oh,
May as well give it a go.
That's probably heaps.
As far as all this primer goes, we did have a few reactions. So what you get is things like this. Put you right down close there so you can see. So that's actually created an imperfection which wasn't there before. So what this is a crack in the paint, and the solvent from the spray, from the hardener and the thinners, it actually creates a chemical reaction underneath the paint, and blisters up. So that's what's happened there. So obviously there's been a crack in the paint existing on the car, and as we sprayed over it, it's created this reaction and caused a bubble there. So we're gonna have to, you know, obviously fix that. That's gonna have to get ground back and bogged and done again. The other guard on the other side has a few imperfections just from, you know, going a bit too deep, feathering out. It's a bit hard to see when it's all different colors and bog and everything's on the top of it, but when you get a solid color over it, it's really easy to see the shadows and the imperfections in the actual guard. So this is going to be another one. There's a bit of a dip in the guard here, which is going to have to get fixed. So we'll block that back, and tomorrow this will get bogged and primed again. This roof again, block it all back. Tomorrow we'll fix that imperfection there. But apart from that, it's all come up, you know, pretty good. So can't complain. But yeah, obviously we just want it to be dead straight for when it gets paint, especially with this dynamic white. It's going to show probably imperfections quite easily because it's such a bright white, especially out in the sun.
this is a problem. You have to mix like a certain amount, but we use fuck all of it. Just make sure I leave.
Plenty there. Easier to tear it down than to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping we only have to do this once on this one. Is that what you were meaning?
Build it up.
So the idea is dynamic white on the rocket cover. Rocker cover, sorry, not rocket cover. Doesn't cover any rockets.
It might.
I see that being said all the time, and it annoys me that much that it's stuck in my brain that I actually said it. Anyway, so dynamic white on the rocket cover, and then Rex is thinking about doing the actual Nissan logo symbol on the rocket cover. Sorry, mate. In black, so
Yep.
that'll dress it up real nice.
Yeah, red has no place in this engine bay. It's just going to be black.
I like red.
That seems like the main ones. That's your front, top. Can't really see anywhere else that desperately needs any attention.
So it seems to say on the packaging that this stuff should sort of tear down and sand down just like regular bog. So, you know, not like actual alloy. It's not like we'll be trying to sand down alloy. it should just tear down with 240 just like regular bugs. Just see how it goes. We'll let that go off probably tonight and have a hack at it in the morning.
The rate that that's going off, I'd say, yeah, she's not going to be ready for quite some time.
Yeah. Oh, that might be in the next video, but you know, starting the ball rolling, getting it ready. Rightio guys, we're all eaten and fed, which is awesome, and I will let you know what's going on so that we can sign off for tonight, because it's not going to be that exciting. So we've got all this high build primer built up on all these repairs. Like I said before, we have a lot of areas we have to re-repair again tomorrow. So what we're going to do is hand block with 180 paper this high build primer back down, just to see how much of the imperfections it has filled, whether we need to re-prime again tomorrow or not. So once we've hand blocked down with 180, we're just going to grab the whizzer and just go over with 240, and that's going to give us a very clear indication as to whether where we have to re-prime tomorrow, what more repairs we have to do tomorrow. So pretty self-explanatory. It's, you know, pretty simple. I'm not going to bother filming it, so I'm going to sign off for tonight. We've got a few spots we can see that are pretty low that we're going to have to fill again tomorrow, and you know, bog up again, and then high fill primer again tomorrow, and repeat the process. It is just a long, tedious process of getting a car perfectly straight. It is just what it is. So. But
it sure ain't what it ain't.
It is what it is. But it's worth it at the end of the day when you get that dead straight car. The product is very good. So. Anyway, that's going to be us for tonight. We're just going to continue to do this, and then tomorrow we'll get back into it, which will be on the next episode. So you'll have to tune in for that to see what's going on. So. Thank you for watching as always, guys. Please leave a like. You know, shows YouTube that we're really nice guys that everyone should watch. So if you leave a like, hopefully other people will watch us. Yeah, something like that. And leave a comment if you've got anything to say. You know, if you want to learn more about panel work, leave a comment, and I'll try and sort of go more into detail on the next build about it. But I just figure probably not too many people are that interested on this channel about you know, panel work and that, but you know, just let me know if you are. I'll do my best to cover a bit more in detail next time. But yeah, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss anything, and we'll see you on the next video, which will be very soon for us and probably a couple of days for you. Peace. Catch you later.